And we're back again for Max Verstappen Division, Season 2, Race 11 at Spa, as we're just getting the grid sorted out for the race. We had to start the lobby because somebody readied up when they shouldn't have, and they will be bleeding later. Not from the anus. Don't keep it out the gutter, everybody. But while the grid's being sorted, I think once it's done, we'll get underway. That 5 minutes will have surpassed. So this track, Spa-Francorchamps, was originally built in 1921, and they used the public roads between towns of Francorchamps, Malmedy, and Stavelot. Track itself was 14.9 kilometres. Can you imagine how many laps would that be? Probably like 10, something daft like that. But they actually redeveloped it in 1979, and although it had it was redeveloped and shortened to the track it is today, but even though it was halved, it's still the longest track on the calendar at 7 kilometres. It's one of 7 tracks that took part in the Maiden F1 Championship in 1950. And it's been on the calendar ever since. It's such a fan favourite track. I absolutely love it. I've been to the race a couple of times myself personally. But the problem is it doesn't get the long contracts like it should, and it's down to money. It's an absolute shame. You think of tracks like Vegas or Qatar, that all the sponsorship and all the celebrities and all the glitz and glam that they get, and all the money that's invested into it. Spa just doesn't get that anymore. It's an absolute shame, but it shows the power of fans. It shows the power of fans. And in 2022, even now before that race, the next year's race was confirmed before the race had even got underway, which shows great support from the masses. Shall we have a joke? Shall we have a joke while we're waiting, shall we? Okay. Let's see what I can think of. What's green and smells like pork? Kermit the Frog's finger. Yes. That's what we're going with today. That's what we're going with. As you see, the weather is set for sunshine. It was sunshine on the last race before we cancelled it. But it's a track that's known, and like I said, I was quite surprised. It's a track that's known to having very varied weather, and the size of the track. You could have it raining in turn 1, and then have it bone dry on turn on Brussels or on No Name or something like that. It's crazy. Dead Parrot is Jack Ferrari. Is he? It's the same person, but there was 2 different drivers. Has he changed user? Has he changed name or something? Has he got 2 different usernames? Because that's confusing. I can't see no Jack in that list, so maybe he's just joined with it. Yeah, okay. Maybe it does sound a bit more appealing. Makes sense. So yes, whoever was Jack in the Ferrari decided to die in qualifying, rejoined as Dead Parrot. Let's see if he doesn't drive like a dead parrot, because that would be quite interesting. We will be getting underway with a formation lap, I believe. Strategy. Strategy is a difficult one, because I would go for maybe hards to mediums, or because safety cars isn't that popular around here. There is quite a gap to the walls, and when you're flying off. But I was involved in a race a couple of weeks ago where you can do a soft to mediums if you look after your tyres. It'll be interesting to see a few strategy calls today. Everyone will be setting, of course, setting their setups back up because we've had to restart. Hopefully everyone's remembered to do so. We've also, everyone is sorting out their fuel, and we will be doing a formation lap which will be led away by Coke Man. And look at it, we've got 18 drivers joined us now. From 12, we had 6 that joined us during quali, so didn't quite make it in time. But great to see an almost full grid. It will mean there's more to talk about, more people to show off. It's such a fantastic track, such a mix of the long straights like the Kemmel we're going down now, and the long fast one straights as well, so the tyre wear is going to be important. But Coke Man is leading us through the formation lap with Katamise joining him on the front row, Gio in the lead RB, and Marty in P4 behind for another podium himself too. Butte P5 in the lead Ferrari with Drade. Red Bull P6. Noodles will be shaking his fist that he isn't the lead Ferrari, but it's nice to have a teammate. Tio Fiero, P7, wanting that race win again, that podium again, but he's got a job to do from P7. Adjay, the 81st Adjay, P8, Noodles P9, and Thor Odinson ran off the top 10. Amsterdam, giving him a slap for fucking me about in quali. Don't waste my time, boy. Chess Bowl, G-Banks, P12. No, G-Banks is further down. Chess Bowl, P12. Beast Modus, 13. Dead Parrot, aka Jack. Coming around Stavlo now. P14. RK in the Aston, lead Aston, P15. G-Banks, caught my eye in the Haas, P16. Mackie. Not Mackie D's. Mackie, I wonder if he's born in 1978. It means he's this bitch old. And we've got another one joining us, but I don't think he can join the race. It'll be interesting to see if he gets added on, but I think it's too late. I think he's just here as a spectator now. And it's Lee at the back, last to jump in his grid spot. So you can see how far behind he was, and let's get these all set back up. Don't need that one. Nearly missed that. Oh, it's Lee doing here. Everyone's going to be absolutely kicking off at him for being taking so long. You've got to keep within a car's length here. Everyone's tyres will be going cold. This isn't fun. It's Lee playing at here. As he jumps into his grid spot, and what a waste of my time again. He's slower than a turtle walking through a pat of peanut butter. And 4, 5. It's lights out and away we go. And a Coke Man looks like he's got a good start off the line, same as Katamise. Gio's looking on the inside as Katamise is on the outside. Coke Man keeps his position, and we've lost Dev Parrott, who's dropped to the back of the grid. One of the biggest losers, and 10-second penalty there for Thor Odinson for a severe collision with Adjay, who's down now. It looks like he's got damage, he's lost his wing, and there's 1 or 2 flying off the track here. RK10 as well struggling. So quite a few big losers. Biggest gainers are Mackie and it's Lee going at 5, and G-Banks too. But Katamise is... Oh. Adjay struggling on his tyres. Dead Parrot. Have these guys driven before? Dead Parrot cut in the corner and collided with Mackie, already with some penalties. And it's a VSC. Mackie. What I can't tell you what's going on there. That was absolute terrible driving by quite a few drivers there. I'm sure Stewart's team will hear about that, but Chespo getting a penalty as well. What is it with this lot? What is Dead Parrot doing here? G-Banks is now out. I can tell you that I'm probably absolutely fuming. Noodles has DNF. What's going on, Noodles? Why are we restarting, Noodles? Come on, man. What's going on? What's going on here? Why is that? This isn't great standard, guys. What's going on here? Everyone is retiring and we're restarting for some reason. Sorry about this, everybody. I couldn't tell you what's going on and what the reason for this is. If it's because somebody has had some bad driving, we're starting again because of that. It's a pathetic reason to start, to be honest. And I'm not too happy. I'll see if I can have a look in the chat and find out what's going on. This is not great. Come on, Catmies, out you come, mate. Retire, Catmies, come on, let's go again. I don't want to be on here all night, thank you. Let's go, come on. My understanding is we've had somebody infiltrate the lobby and has purposely messed up the race by, I don't know who it was, but we're restarting the lobby again. Right, I'll speak in a minute once we find out what's going on. Hello everybody, third time's a charm, third time lucky. It's Max Verstappen Division, Season 2, Race 11 at Spa. And yeah, I do apologise for that. Yeah, we had some invaders in the league that wanted to ruin the race, and they did it as subtle as a brick to the face, and ruined what could have been. But we go again. It gives a chance for everyone to have another start off the line. But yeah, that race start was like putting a lipstick on a pig. Nah, wasn't good. Wasn't good. But go around for formation lap again. Hopefully everyone's set. Put their setups on, sorted the fuel out, done their strategy, and Coke Man will lead us around again. So we are back down to 16 now, and yeah, it's annoying. It's absolutely annoying, and it shows why it's important to make sure you vet drivers that join the league, make sure they're the correct fit for your league, because you know, for me personally, you know, I love a good fun crisp stream, and this is just completely put a damper on it really, and puts the drivers out of their rhythm, puts me out of my rhythm, and as Beast Modus and G Banks come together and ruin their warm up. Yeah, make sure you vet people coming in your league. Just don't sign anyone up and get them on, because you've got to find out that they're quick ones for your league. So we'll go through. Coke Man on the front row, Catamise again, Gio and Marty row 2, both Butin, Drari row 3, Pio Fiero coming from P7, Adji the 81st of the Adji P8, Nulas P9 and Florence on P10, I Amsterdam P11, Chess Bowl P12, Keith Moses and Banks on the 7th row, and then RK and Mackie, both Astons pushing from the back, who of course both didn't set a quali time because they joined later in quali. This is, as I mentioned earlier, 7-kilometre track. It's a clockwise circuit, 19 corners, 9 to the right, 10 to the left, 2 DRS zones, 1 at your end of lap to start down the start finish straight, and 1 down the Camel, where we're going to see plenty and plenty of overtakes. We'll have a look at everybody's strategies, and most people are starting on the soft, so as I mentioned earlier as well, soft to mediums is possible. There's 1 or 2 potentially going to do mediums to softs or medium to hards. We'll see what their tyre wear, they know their own tyre wear and way of driving, so leave it to the professionals. If I was professional, I'd be on here too, but I'm not. I'm as useful as a knitted condom. Many babies. There's 1 or 2 are just missing their grid spots. Catamise on the front row, one of them, which means it will hamper his start off the line. Gio and Marty will look to capitalise that as it's 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go. And Coke Man gets a good start off the line again. And Gio has got that start on Catamise on the inside. Catamise leaving plenty of room for Gio. It's squeezed off slightly, but Gio is ahead. Catamise does have that straight line speed. Look, both side by side down Eau Rouge. But Catamise does the wide thing of slightly behind. He's a very seasoned driver, and everyone's filing straight through. It's a complete different start to the last one, as Catamise, like I said, has got that straight line, gets himself on the outside of turn 5. Does he make that move? Left front goes off track, we'll have to give that position back, and he does the Coke Man. Very respectful there from Catamise, but gets himself back up to P2. Drade up to P5 ahead of Butte, looking on the outside for Marty. Round Brussels will have the inside line of No Name, but keeps his position. As the Red Bull of Drade looking on the side of Pouillon, just skids on the curve a bit. Thankfully Ghost is on, so there's no actual proper collision there. Just pops ahead of Pio Fiero, and that's, you've got to be careful of these curves. especially your inside ones, otherwise they'll send you off to Narnia. As Noodles jumps up ahead of the Adji 81 through pit path. And we'll keep that going through as the Ferrari of Butte goes wide and gets overtaken by Drade as he comes wide out of Butte is actually ahead of a little bit of wheel banging. Drade has to go off the track and loses a couple of positions and goes well wide there. Is that a bit of damage for him as he dives in the pits? That was a bit of a dangerous entry there as he got damage. Doesn't look like it. Quick change on to the medium, so probably getting himself out of that hustle and bustle. It will mean he has to start again. That's a weird call considering he had no damage. But of course can't serve that 10-second penalty either until his next stop. That's potentially why he dived in there to serve it, but nope. As Butte using DRS gets himself up to P5 ahead of Pia Piero. Great move there on the DRS. Catamese has fell out of that DRS zone, and I think with his setup will struggle through this middle sector. And Gio has broken out of Gio's DRS as well, and Marty is sticking with Gio on those mediums, so he has the better strategy for the moment. If he can stay with P3 and the front runners, he'll be looking in the same to his McLaren teammate, both going on the same strategy. Maybe had a chat before the race of what they're going to do. But Butte's got a train behind him all the way down to P11 of Beast Modus. All going to be looking as Mercedes drivers. Human Caterpillar. Not going to compromise each other's race though. As Ajay is looking slightly quicker. Looking on the outside of the bus stop, but slots in behind, knows he can't overtake there. A little bit of a slip there from Thor Odesson, which will give the advantage to Ajay to make the overtake. And it does say soft to medium, so it's possible. As Beast Modus looks on the inside of Amsterdam. A little bit of wheel banging. But Amsterdam has the better traction off turn 1, going down to Eau Rouge. But DRS will be open. I don't think it is for Catamese. He's not close enough. Or the RB, but Marty has his open. Is he close enough to make a move? John Lacoon? No, he's not quite that close. But Butte is. And gets back ahead of Piero. Anyone else is close as they're going single file. Oh, that looked tight. Everyone's still going though. I think that was the McLaren trying to go on the inside of Butte on Brussels. It just wasn't close enough. Beast Modus right on the back of Amsterdam. Smell his exhaust fumes. G-Banks right on the back of Chesbo as well. Currently P13. Looking for that potential overtake. Might be able to do it down. Goes a bit wide, I think that's the track limit. We'll try and do it down Blanchimont. But RK had better traction coming off the Stavlok corner. Had to go in with all those all the comments popping up. We're not starting again, and the DRS is open but not close to make that overtake. Look at that train, and I think we'll see this train for a while behind Butte. 3.5 seconds behind P3 and P4, all the way down to Beast Modus. Butte is under pressure now. Noodles, plenty of straight line speed. Is he going to do a double overtake here? What a move there from Noodles. Gets himself up to P5 on turn 5. A little bit slide out of Malmedy, and we'll look to defend. as Ajay on the inside of Thor. Mercedes drivers side by side, and Thor keeps his position. Ajay is all offline now, trying to make the overtake, and will be under threat from Beast Modus, who's made the overtake on Amsterdam. Has the inside of Puyon and takes that position well. Great overtake from him through those tricky middle sector. He's following Noodles through. And nice to Stavlo. Three, 3.2 seconds. Pokemon is ahead as he comes round to the end of Sat 4. Showing his pace that he did in quali. I think Katamise has got straight line strategy on his setup, which means most of the track he will be vulnerable. As Ajay, we've lost. Ajay's lost it on the bus stop, whether it's trying to take a position or from himself. He's down to P14 as Noodles and Butte battling out of turn 1. And Amsterdam as well has lost it on turn 1 on the exit, where there's a collision again from another car, but he's down behind Ajay, down to P14. And Marty makes the move up to P3 on Gio. And Butte and Pilfiero getting ahead of Noodles, and Pilfiero on the outside of Lecoubs, and not close enough to make that move. It would have been brave. If there was a few more meters, he could have made that stick. And Chespo has lost a couple of positions. Is that a collision with G-Banks at all, or RK? Because RK looks like he's going slow. Needs some better driving here if there is a collision. The track is plenty wide enough. Know when to overtake. I think one or two are being a bit too aggressive on their overtakes here, not choosing their moments wisely. Chespo is now got Amsterdam all over him now. He's looking at the inside of Puyon. Very aggressive, but made that stick. Great overtake. Great driving from the pair actually, because Chespo left him plenty of room. And Chespo now down to P14. So we'll look trying to take that position back to Fiero. Right on the gearbox to Butte through Blanchimont. Noodles following through as well. As we're coming up to the bus stop, Noodles going to look on the inside of turn 18. He's not. He knows better than that his overtake opportunity is coming. As Mackie gets the track's limits. And we've got a yellow flag. Pirfio's looking outside of turn 1. He'll have better traction off the corner and gets ahead of Butte. Butte slots in behind, but will get DRS down the Kemmel straight. Noodles is looking with intent with Thor Odinson. Beast Modus has been dropped 3.5 seconds. So it is this 4-car race for P5 now, as Butte goes on the inside. Will Noodles make an overtake of Pirfiero as well? Is he close enough? Ooh, he thought about it, but not quite there. RK using his DRS, getting ahead of Amsterdam. And Mackie as well. Straight looking like he's braking a little bit later, but couldn't get doors closed on him on his turn-in. Drivers managed to catch up after his pit stop, and we got a yellow flag. It looks like the Aston Martin of RK has lost it coming out of no name. Did he clip the curb or the gravel and lost his back end? I don't think he was racing with anyone going through there. I didn't see any arrows as Drada makes the overtake through Puyon, and again, great move down there. Brave with that fast double corner where it's easy to lose traction. And the Aston Martins are back where they started at the back of the grid. Coatman now 7 seconds ahead. Marty managed to make the overtake actually on Katamise and caught Katamise. He's now in the middle of Marty and Gio, as Noodles makes the overtake on Pierfiero up to P6. Pierfiero in the outside turn 1, leaving Noodles plenty of room, but he's boxed in by the... Oh, and what did Pierfiero do there? That was not great driving or great Butte. He was boxed in and push Noodles out of the way. Not great driving from Piero there, and he needs to hold his hands up, and potentially will get a penalty for that as Gio makes the overtake on Marty, and Katame's getting back up to P2. Piero overtaking Piero and follow through with Noodles. Another yellow flag against the Aston Martin. Mackey's out of the race, and the safety car is out. He's lost it on a Rouge. And Mackey is out of the race. And a bit to and fro with these overtakes. Quite aggressive moves, which they need to calm down. But we will be getting under a safety car, which will bring back Kochman's advantage. All those on softs will potentially look at pitting. Would you take this opportunity to pit and maybe go on hard? So I don't think mediums would go to the end 15 laps. Maybe 12 laps. I don't know. With the safety car. Probably go on mediums, yeah. I think if anyone's on the mediums that are going to pit, they're going to have to go on the hards. Coachman does go in the pits. Katame's will have to follow his suit then to stay in order, which he does. Gio goes in, Marty goes in. He's going to have to go on hards. But his teammate's got plenty of gaps, so he doesn't get double stacked. He'll have to go on hards as well. Coachman goes on hard, so not thinking needing to go to the end. Everyone is diving in. Katame's goes on the mediums, Gio goes on the mediums, Marty does go on the hards, Noodles goes on mediums. Everyone is in, and it is a mixture of mediums and hards here. So it'll be an early advantage for the medium runners, but will their tyres last to the end? Ajay goes on hards, everyone behind him goes on mediums. Amsterdam has gone on fresh softs. So he's hoping for another safety car, because if not, he'll have to pit again and he will go back to the back of the grid. That's great news for Drade, who of course pitted earlier. Should have got rid of his 10-second penalty. He has not. Did he get another 10-second penalty? How has it not saved his penalty? Strange. Anyway, yes, again, mixture strategies. Some thinking that the mediums will go to the end, which technically with the safety car, it might come in this lap, which means they'll be doing 15, 16 laps on these mediums, which is a hard task. There is less fuel in the car. Hards will definitely get into the end, but it'll take a few laps for them to warm up, so they'll be vulnerable. Looks like everyone is just waiting for RK to catch up, and I will just pour myself a nice glass of Vino Rojo. Vino Rojo. Vino Rojo. Vino Rojo. Vino Rojo. All we hear is Vino Rojo. And everyone's catch up, so we should potentially get the safety car in. There'll be a late call. Stay in your positions, lads. Do you want a stupid penalty under the safety car? It looks like we're going to go around again. The safety car loves the attention. Get back in your box. So order then, as we are starting lap 9 under the safety car. Kochman, and if it was me at Drade, I'd probably dive in and try and get rid of his penalty. Kochman leads the way, Katame's P2, as Amsterdam diving in the pits to switch his tyres. Probably made a big mistake of going on these softs. Drade stays out by the looks of it. The Gio P3, Marty P4, Piero, up to P5, Noodles P6. So some great moves from him. Butte P7, Adji P8, Beast Mode P9, and Chefbolt to P10. Thor Road in Sun P11, Andrade. I'd say I would have pit and got rid of that penalty if it was me, but it's not the one in the car. G Banks P13, Arcade, now the lone Aston Martin, and I Amsterdam, who's pit to go on the mediums, P15. With that blonde DRS down the camel, you've got to stay on your toes like a midget at urinal, because cars are coming from behind at a rate of knots, and they can come from every direction, and especially on the safety car restart. They won't have DRS of course, but they'll be bunched up and they'll use that slipstream to their advantage. But we need some cleaner moves, lads, come on. We need you to do some overtaking in the correct places. Have some respectful driving, because some of those moves are cleaner than a pig in a mud bath, and that's not saying much. 12 laps to go, 13 laps to go. The safety car should be in now, it should give us the indication. There we go. And I think what Cokeman will do, will hold this pack up as far down Blanchimont as he possibly dares to. He could go technically all the way to the timeline, because you can't overtake until you get to the timeline. And you've got to wait for the safety car to jump in the pits as well, so he's going to hold this pack up. You've got to keep your speed consistent, you can't go fast and slower, concertina of the pack, because that's where accidents and damage will occur. He's holding his car straight now, ready for the launch. When will he go? Will Katamise? He's still holding the pack up. I think he's going to go as close to the bus stop as possible. Warming his tyres up, of course, on the hards. The two cars behind on the mediums. And he's gone. You saw a bit of wheel spin. And Katamise will have better traction of this corner with these tyres. Look how close he is. As Cokeman pulls out of the slipstream. Everyone is single file. We'll see as we go into the timeline as Beast Moders go. Oh, that was a bit dodgy there from Beast Modus. You've got to leave, split the car's width as Katamise gets the track limits. But potentially will take the lead of this race, which he does. His straight line speed is incredible. Now gets himself up to P1. Noodles gets ahead of the McLaren up to P5. Just with straight line speed. And better traction off Eau Rouge and Radion. And Cokeman and Katamise side by side into Brussels. Cokeman will not want to be stuck behind Katamise through this section, because it will bring the cars behind back in play when DRS occurs. There's Pouillon. And Cokeman's just accepting as he looks on the inside, takes a look, putting a bit of pressure on Katamise, trying to force him into a defensive move. Again, does the same, has a quick look. I think he'll make the move. Although Katamise's straight line speed is good, so down Blanchimont he should have that advantage. It'll be hard for Cokeman to make this overtake. Will he make a late lunge down in the bus stop? He's not close enough as Andrade. He makes the move over Thor Road and Son, and I Amsterdam ahead of RK, and DRS is now enabled. There's Cokeman having a look on the inside of turn. Katamise leaves him plenty of room, and Katamise of course will get DRS down the start finish straight. DRS will open. And we'll see who gets up to. So Gio will have DRS as well. Will he follow through and make that? As Katamise on the outside of turn 5. A little bit of tactical defending by Cokeman. Katamise wasn't quite close enough. And that has brought Gio in play for this race win. G Banks managed to make the overtake on Lacoombs on Thor. Up to P12. Thor under pressure from Amsterdam. He's looking on the outside, looking inside of No Name, but got him behind. Not a place to overtake there. And Arcade has lost covers in Anadje on corner of No Name. Getting on traction on that exit with that gravel. Got to keep it on the track. And Katamise has fell out of DRS from Cokeman. Has got Gio all over him. Both dropped. Marty, who's now in P4. He's got Noodles on his gearbox. And his McLaren teammate. Gio make that lunge into bus stop. He's not going to. As Amsterdam makes the move down Blanchimont on Thor. Kick off of Carbon from G Banks as Cokeman sets the current fastest lap of 45.6, showing his pace as he's just gradually pulling away. And Gio looking to make the overtake now to get himself up to P2. Katamise to try and defend this as Adjay jumps into the pits. Does he have damage? Don't know. As Gio on the outside. And Katamise can't defend, can't do anything about it. And Gio up to P2. Chest ball. Battling with Beast Modus, gets himself up to P8. Thor gets himself back up to P12 ahead of Amsterdam with a great overtake down in Lacoombs. Amsterdam not close enough to take the position back. Adjay's gone in and out on some fresh medium, so I reckon he had a bit of damage after his collision. I think he hit the wall on corner No Name. But Gio has pulled back some time on Cokeman for that P1, which has brought Katamise with him as well. Was there a bit of mistake from Cokeman, or has Gio just got that pace? But it's a 3-horse race for P1 here. Noodles has been dropped by the guys in front and has actually overtaken Marty. Marty, Gio, Vieira and Butte. Now 4-car train for P4. Will anyone try and make that move on turn 1? As Gio gets the fastest lap, so showing his paces. Beast Modus with track limits takes a position. Will he give that position back? Now G Banks and Thor battling hard. G Banks right back on Andrade. He retains that position, but we are back to lap 13's DRS train. Will Gio be close enough to make the overtake? He's got some great straight line speed. Looks on the inside, turn 5, and makes that move stick. Bit of lock up there from Cokeman, who tries to go side by side, but completely offline, which will bring Katamise back in play. Chest ball up to P8, making that move on Beast Modus. And managed to make that stick. Drade. Fierro, where's he made that move? And Brussels. Noodles offline and will be under threat from Butte now. Having to defend that corner. Brave move from Theo. And 2 McLaren boys now in situ on those hards, so hoping it will come to them at the end as Gio's still ahead of Cokeman, pulling around the lap. Katamise is still within a cat's breath. We'll have that straight line speed as well, so we'll close in on the cars in front. You can see he's gained about 3/10 here just on Blanchimont, which will put him in good stead for the next few lines. G Banks getting ahead of Beast Modus through down Blanchimont as well. As the car goes off, that's Beast Modus who's hit the wall. What's he doing there? foot in the corner. Absolute madman, where they just couldn't brake in time. I'm surprised the game didn't give him a track limits penalty, as Cokeman right on the gearbox here of Gio coming out of Radion, and should be a really easy overtake. Casimir doesn't have the DRS. Couldn't get the traction that he wanted off. Pierre Fiera makes the overtake. Noodles are looking to make a double, but follows Pierre through. And Marty's the biggest loser. I understand, makes that move on Thor again. So back up to P11. Beast Modus. What's Beast Modus doing? And that seemed like it was absolutely stupid. And again, we've got an absolutely stupid safety car. And it's not what you like to see. And whether he says that he does not mean to do that, you don't go in that corner at that speed. You can stop yourself, and it looked like there was no cause of braking. And absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Right, safety car comes to the end of lap 14. Will we see anyone pit again? I think the guys in hard potentially might jump on the mediums, get himself some fresh tyres, and Cokeman does. Gio follows through to go into fresh mediums. Katamise carries on those mediums, so he will be under threat. Gutierrez goes in, Noodles goes in, Marty goes in, and he will be double stacked, so he's going to lose a couple of positions. Duke goes in, Gerard goes in, he might get double stacked depending on the he doesn't. Everyone is in, apart from Casimir on those mediums and going from fresh softs. Noodles not deciding on the softs. One or two that have not decided to go on the softs here. Would that be the wrong move? I think that's the wrong move from Casimir from not pitting. He's taken track position over fresh tyres. Oh God. What is it with some people, man? Deliberate safety cars. They've just got no respect for other drivers of the league, and you know, I know everyone's pretty much a stranger, and you just meet each other on here for a bit of social interaction. But come on, man. He went across it. He had the reflex of a wet sponge, and he deserves a race ban for that. If I do say so. And if it was a legitimate reason, I do apologise, but from my point of view, being that it looked forced, because he had the incident down Blanchimont and purposely went wide on the bus stop. I'm sure he had some sort of issue on turn 1 and down the first sector, but yeah, the evidence doesn't lie, to be honest. We're just waiting for Adjay to catch up, and then hopefully the safety car will be in, which I won't be because Adjay isn't there, unless it's a late call by a safety car, which I will be surprised. And we will go round for another lap. Catherine's going to have to defend his life because Cokeman has shown some decent pace. Him and Gio, to be fair, both shown some decent pace. As quick as a Donald Trump died from a bullet. Let's stay topical, people. This track always throws up its drama, of course. We had the one this year, didn't we, with George Russell, as Adjay's going in the pits again. Oh, for God's sake. Why are you going in the pits? Because you're going to be extending the safety car. Why didn't you go in softs in the first place? Is it your first day? Maybe you should have had an induction. Yeah, of course, we had Russell's weight issue, where he had his P1 taken off him. He was disqualified. We had the 2021 race abandoned after a couple of laps because of torrential rain, and like I've said a couple of times, this track is known for its unpredictable weather with its location. In the middle of the forest. We will catch up to the pack. Thinking better of it, getting some softs on. Castanesia, he's going to be under threat. It's going to be hard for him to keep P1, let alone maybe even further down. He's going to lose quite a few positions, I think. We're going to have 6 laps after this one. It's going to be difficult. So, while we're coming to the end of sector 2 and the safety car notice being announced that it's coming in, I will take a big slurp of my drink as we hopefully see the last of the safety cars and get basically a quick stop. Quick one. Call. The safety car is in. There we go. Casamies will be now the one to lead us away from the safety car restart. Again, he's going to leave it as late as possible, especially the cars behind with fresh tyres. He does have that straight line speed, but nothing can defend you against fresh tyres and DRS. As he's keep getting his tyres as warm as possible, holding the pack up until the safety car goes in the pit. Keep it as a steady speed. Cars can't overtake to the start finish line anyway. Coke man himself into a decent position for that overtaking. I think Catanese is still holding up. You can see him all bunched up. Still not gone. This is making this one a tense one. He can go when he wants. He's keeping everybody unsuspected. He's still not gone yet. He's going right to the last minute. And he's gone now. And that'll be an easy overtake for Coke Man. Jump into that slipstream. Squirt DRS. He looks on the outside, turn 1, but isn't close enough. Catanese defends well, but there'll be better traction off turn 1 from Coke Man. And gets himself up to P1 with those fresh softs. And Catanese is going to be under threat from Gio. He's going to stay in the slipstream of Coke Man. Try and retake that position with his straight line speed, which he's got. Has to move out the way, but boosts on passable. Gio looked to follow through as well. Coke Man defending the inside of turn 5. Catamee's just ahead. And has to go off the track and let Coke Man through. The under threat from Gio. Twice he's done that now. He just can't hold his car on that line and has to go off, otherwise he would have ended up spinning. So very wide for Catanese, but not a great line. He's under threat for Gio and he's defending for his life, but Gio's got the inside of Pouillon and Gio's making that stick. Catanese taking the outside line but has to slot him behind. He's struggling on these older mediums. For his position early, he should have pit. Because he's losing stuff now. Thor and Amsterdam battling hard as Amsterdam just ahead. As we come around Stavlo, Thor looking on the inside. That's not a move to make and nearly ends up in the gravel. And it's got RK right on his gearbox now. Bit better racecraft there from Thor, because that's not the place to do that. And RK breezes through. Ajay, Mercedes teammate, is he looking to go through as well? Not quite. There's Noodles and Butte battling. And look at the gap here. There's Noodles side by side with a Ferrari. He's got the inside turn 1. But Ferrari's got the advantage. Noodles defending from Marty. So Marty sandwich between the Red Bull bread. Piero and Catami's battling as Red Bull goes off the track. Catami's getting himself back up to P2 with the DRS and straight line speed. And look at that train, what a lovely view that is. You love to see it. Badger gets ahead of his teammate now up to P13. Catami will hold this train through his middle sector now. Gio will try and retake P2 again. But here's the cork in the bottle on those older tyres. Coke Man is way down the road now, 4 seconds ahead. Unless he messes up himself, this race is his. As Gio looks on the inside of fifth path, not quite close enough. Butte having a look on the McLaren, but again not quite close enough. Got to be a bit more advanced, a bit more speed to make that move stick. Still try though, but just making sure that you don't stick your nose in where it doesn't belong. Gio is following Catami's down Blanchimont and makes that move stick on the Williams driver. Butte and Piero side by side, not left loads of space. Wheels are interlocked as Piero back up to P4. The two Red Bulls as Marty makes the move on the outside of turn one on Noodles. Noodles will have better traction off the corner. They're side by side going down to a Rouge. One of them's got a cave, otherwise there will be tears. And Noodles is ahead as Marty knows that there could have been tears, but that means he will have slipstream and DRS. Catami's makes that move back on Gio. Up to P2. Store retakes his position on his teammate. Everyone else single file. Now Gio and Catami side by side as gets out to Brussels. Visa RB on the outside of No Name. Catami's on the inside. Left plenty of driving between those two. But then you've got the Red Bull and the Ferrari. As the RB goes a little bit wide, leaves plenty of space. Didn't really need to leave that space, but does. As Piero and the Red Bull battling. Right, I think it's Grado and Butte wheel banging behind. When I was saying it was fantastic driving between the cars ahead, these two were wheel banging. Ferrari going a bit wide onto the gravel. That's going to cost him Dan Blanchimont. As Andrade now gets himself up to P4 ahead of the McLaren. Butte will try and follow through as well. It's a big cluster of cars and Noodles and Marty battling. As Noodles is under threat and from G-Banks and Amsterdam behind him. Coatman setting that fastest lap. Just two. Look at this bunch here. Look at this absolute train. This is absolute carnage with 3 laps to go. As Beauty's got himself up to P2. And what is going on there? I can't even explain what's going on. A bit of wheel banging and it looks like Amsterdam loses out. A sandwich between loads of cars. Marty is now ahead of this train. Catami's down to P4. Noodles up to P5. G-Banks down to P6. Catami's now ahead. Look at... I can't cope with this. I can't cope with this. I'm gonna... As the Red Bull's on the inside turn 5, the corner will be Gio's. Beauty's taking a look, but he's had to slot behind Noodles. He's taking a look on the inside of Brussels on Noodles and should make that move stick. He is ahead, forces Noodles a little bit wide of track. And Noodles on the inside has the McLaren right up on his gearbox. As Catami's goes spinning round on the outside of Pouillon, ends up hitting the wall and damaging his wing. And it was a matter of time, and I think it was with Gio. Gio is down, that's out to P8. I think he kept it going, had a bit of a slide, has probably got a wing. Catami's just got himself going. Oh, that was a shame, they were going so well. But Butte is now up to P2 and is the leader of the pack. Noodles has got himself up to P3. As G-Bank's now ahead of Gio. Down Blanchimont. Gio will look to retake that down on the bus stop. On the outside of turn 18. Well, at the inside of turn 19. He's forcing his way through. What's Gio doing there? I think he's lost his head. Chest bowl looks like he's lost out. This is Ajay and Thor battling again. I understand gets speed in the pit lane. Italian hand gesture, and at least he's retired in the pit lane. What's the point of retiring when you've got 2 laps to go? And Katamis is going in the pit lane as well. As he retiring? It's maybe going on to some fresh stuff to set a fastest lap. As Marty, who's been hanging around P6 for a while, is now up to P2 with the DRS and the slipstream. Duke's P3, Noodles P4, so Marty taking 2 positions to get himself up to P2. The Red Bull driver's looking strong here with Dradin up to P5. The yellow flag of Amsterdam's car coming out the pits. Katamis has gone on some fresh stops, which I think we should have done that way sooner. Way sooner. And that is beauty, span round. Lost traction going around Pouillon, hit the wall and lost his wings. And damaged his wing, and that's a shame for him as well. Got himself into such a fantastic position. He'll be kicking himself, he's lost his end plate. So that's Noodles back up to P3 now. But it's got a train all the way down to Thor, to Chessbowl. To the Ferrari and Butte has crashed out. Round Stavlop. And it's too late for a safety car. As Drade forces through on Gio there. A bit aggressive on bus stop from him. We are on the final lap. As Pierre gets the move on Gio. As Gio dives onto turn 1. What kind of move is that from Gio? Uses Drade as his buffer. Really bad driving there from Gio. Is now ahead, going up Eau Rouge behind, ahead of the P4. With Pierre Fieri behind him and Drade. Drade's got great, look at that speed from Drade off Radion. Up to P4. Great driving from him. G-Bank's overtaking Gio as well. Gio down to P7. Where he deserves those lost positions for that dive bomb on turn 1. Noodles has got himself up to P2 on the final lap. Will anyone trying to retake his position? Drade, of course, has got that penalty, so we'll drop a couple of positions. But wow, I don't think Noodle would have expected himself to be in this position on the pace he had. Yellow flag. It looks like RK. RK has lost it coming round round Pouillon. And I think again that was probably on the curb. Lost his traction. As Cokeman now has done a fantastic clean race. Comes round bus stop, the final corner, and on his league debut gets pole and gets P1. As we're going down Blanchimont, Noodles and Marty fighting to the line. Noodles is just ahead and will take that P2. Great battle with him and Marty. Marty comes P3. Pierre up to P4. Gio P5. Aji and actually Thor Rodens on P6. Aji P7. G-Banks P8. Chessboy P9. Drade P10. RK P11. And Katamis will be P12. He's currently running around seeing if he can set the fastest lap and take that away from Cokeman. What a battle that was. Yeah, what an end. Yeah, you and Marty on the final corners. But you had better traction off the corner of turn 19. We'll see if Katamis can set that fastest lap. Otherwise, Cokeman will have the whitewash, the full set. Katamis cross the line. Didn't look like he got that fastest lap. And we'll come here in P12. So it's a lot of fantastic drives. And G-Banks gets driver of the day. I don't know. G-Banks wasn't involved in a lot of the action, so I couldn't really say, but we'll have a look in a minute. But there's your podium. Your kick driver on the top step. Noodles on the second. And Martin, the McLaren, getting his second consecutive podium. Getting P3. Congratulations to them. And this is your order. So Cokeman getting the full set, as you can see, getting pole, race win, and fastest lap with a 43.7. Noodles P2 and Marty P3. Congratulations to them. Pia Fiero, not quite a podium, but best of the rest in regards to not on the steps. Gio getting P5. Thor Odinson and Ajay P6 and 7. They'll be happy with that considering where they're running for most of that race. Kept their races clean, and if you keep off the track, keep on the track, then you get rewarded for it. G Banks P8, Chessboy P9, Andrade P10. His penalties let him down from finishing high up. RK P11, Catamaze P12, Butte, Amsterdam, Beats Motors, and Mackie all retiring from the race. So that was eventful in many, many ways. We've had lobby issues. We've had imposters in the lobby. We've had safety cars galore. We've had a sprint race. We've had penalties, and we've had. It's time for a breather. Next race next week is race 12, and they're at the track of speed of Monza. Join us then. Peace out.